Chapter 26 of Lorna Doone. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Lorna Doone by R.D. Blackmore. Chapter 26. John is drained and cast aside. His lordship was busy with some letters, and did not look up for a minute or two, although he knew that I was there. Meanwhile I stood waiting to make my bow, afraid to begin upon him, and wondering at his great bull head. Then he closed his letters, well pleased with their import, and fixed his bold broad stare on me, as if I were an oyster opened, and he would know how fresh I was. "May it please your worship," I said, "here I am, according to order, awaiting your good pleasure." "Thou art made to wait, John, more than order. How much dost thou tip the scales to?" "Only 12 pounds, my lord, when I be in wrestling trim. And sure I must have lost weight here, fretting so long in London." "Ha, ha! Much fret is there in thee. Hath his Majesty seen thee?" "Yes, my lord, twice, or even thrice; and he made some jest concerning me." "A very bad one, I doubt not. His humour is not so dainty as mine, but apt to be coarse and unmannerly. Now, John, or Jack, by the look of thee, thou art more used to be called." "Yes, your worship, when I am with old Molly and Betty Muxworthy." "Peace, thou forward varlet! There is a deal too much of thee. We shall have to try short commons with thee, and thou art a very long common. Ha, ha! Where is that rogue Spank? Spank must hear that by and by. It is beyond thy great thick head, Jack." "Not so, my lord. I have been at school, and had very bad jokes made upon me." "Ha, ha! It hath hit thee hard. And faith it would be hard to miss thee, even with a harpoon. And thou lookest like to blubber now. Capital, in faith! I have thee on every side, Jack, and thy sides are manyfold. Many-folded, at any rate. Thou shalt have double expenses, Jack, for the wit thou hast provoked in me." "Heavy goods lack heavy payment," is a proverb down our way, my lord. "Ah, I hurt thee, Jack. The harpoon hath no tickle for thee. Now, Jack Whale, having hauled thee hard, we will proceed to examine thee." Here all his manner was changed, and he looked with his heavy brows bent upon me, as if he had never laughed in his life, and would allow none else to do so. "I am ready to answer, my lord," I replied, "if he ask me naught beyond my knowledge, or beyond my honour." "Hadst better answer me everything, lump. What hast thou to do with honour? Now, is there in thy neighbourhood a certain nest of robbers, miscreants, and outlaws, whom all men fear to handle?" "Yes, my lord. At least, I believe some of them be robbers, and all of them are outlaws." "And what is your high sheriff about, that he doth not hang them all, or send them up for me to hang, without more to do about them?" "I reckon that he is afraid, my lord. It is not safe to meddle with them. They are of good birth, and reckless, and their place is very strong." "Good birth! What was Lord Russell of, Lord Essex, and this Sidney? 'Tis the surest heirship to the block to be the chip of a good one. What is the name of this pestilent race, and how many of them are there?" "They are the Doones of Bagworthy Forest, may it please your worship, and we reckon there be about 40 of them, beside the women and children." "40 Doones, all 40 thieves! And women and children! Thunder of God! How long have they been there, then?" "They may have been there 30 years, my lord, and indeed they may have been 40. Before the great war broke out they came, longer back than I can remember." "Ay, long before thou wast born, John. Good, thou speakest plainly. Woe betide a liar, when so I get hold of him. Ye want me on the Western Circuit, by God, and ye shall have me, when London traitors are spun and swung. There is a family called De Wickerhauser living very nigh thee, John?" This he said in a sudden manner, as if to take me off my guard, and fixed his great thick eyes on me; and in truth I was much astonished. "Yes, my lord, there is; at least not so very far from us. Baron de Wickerhauser, of Ley Manor." "Baron, ha! Of the Exchequer, lad? And taketh dues instead of his Majesty. Somewhat which holts there ought to come a little further, I trow. It shall be seen to, as well as the which makes it so to holt. Riotous knaves in West England, drunken outlaws, you shall dance, if ever I play pipe for you. John Ridd, I will come to Oare parish, and rout out the Oare of Babylon." "Although your worship is so learned," I answered, seeing that now he was beginning to make things uneasy, Your worship, though being Chief Justice, does little justice to us. We are downright good and loyal folk, and I have not seen, since here I came to this great town of London, any who may better us, or even come anigh us in honesty and goodness and duty to our neighbours. For we are very quiet folk, not prating our own virtues." "Enough, good John, enough! Knowest thou not that modesty is the maidenhood of virtue, lost even by her own approval? Now, hast thou ever heard or thought that De Wickerhauser is in league with the Doones of Bagworthy?" Saying these words rather slowly, he skewered his great eyes into mine, so that I could not think at all, neither look at him, nor yet away. The idea was so new to me that it set my wits all wandering, and looking into me, he saw that I was groping for the truth. "John Ridd, thine eyes are enough for me. I see thou hast never dreamed of it. Now, hast thou ever seen a man whose name is Thomas Faggus?" "Yes, sir, many and many a time. He is my own worthy cousin, and I fear that he hath intentions—" Here I stopped, having no right there to speak about our Annie. "Tom Faggus is a good man," he said, and his great square face had a smile which showed me he had met my cousin. "Master Faggus hath made mistakes as to the title to property, as lawyers oftentimes may do; but take him all for all, he is a thoroughly straightforward man, presents his bill, and has it paid, and makes no charge for drawing it. Nevertheless, we must tax his costs, as of any other solicitor." To be sure, my lord," was all that I could say, not understanding what all this meant. "I fear he will come to the gallows," said the Lord Chief Justice, sinking his voice below the echoes. "Tell him this from me, Jack. He shall never be condemned before me, but I cannot be everywhere, and some of our justices may keep short memory of his dinners. Tell him to change his name, turn parson, or do something else, to make it wrong to hang him. Parson is the best thing. He hath such command of features, and he might take his tithes on horseback. Now, a few more things, John Ridd, and for the present I have done with thee." All my heart leaped up at this. To get away from London so, and yet I could hardly trust to it. "Is there any sound round your way of disaffection to His Majesty, His most gracious Majesty?" "No, my lord, no sign whatever. We pray for him in church, perhaps, and we talk about him afterwards, hoping it may do him good, as it is intended. But after that we have naught to say, not knowing much about him, at least till I get home again." "That is as it should be, John, and the less you say the better. But I have heard of things in Taunton, and even nearer to you in Dulverton, and even nigher still upon Exmoor, things which are of the pillory kind, and even more of the gallows. I see that you know naught of them. Nevertheless, it will not be long before all England hears of them. Now, John, I have taken a liking to thee, for never man told me the truth, without fear or favour, more thoroughly and truly than thou hast done. Keep thou clear of this, my son. It will come to nothing, yet many shall swing high for it. Even I could not save thee, John Ridd, if thou wert mixed in this affair. Keep from the Doones, keep from De Wickerhauser, keep from everything which leads beyond the sight of thy knowledge. I meant to use thee as my tool, but I see thou art too honest and simple. I will send a sharper down. But never let me find thee, John, either a tool for the other side, or a tube for my words to pass through." Here the Lord Justice gave me such a glare that I wished myself well rid of him, though thankful for his warnings; and seeing how he had made upon me a long abiding mark of fear, he smiled again in a jocular manner, and said, "Now get thee gone, Jack. I shall remember thee, and I trow thou wilt'st not for many a day forget me." My lord, I was never so glad to go, for the hay must be in, and the ricks unthatched, and none of them can make spars like me, and two men to twist every hay rope, and mother thinking it all right, and listening right and left to lies, and cheated at every pig she kills, and even the skins of the sheep to go— "John Ridd, I thought none could come nigh your folk in honesty and goodness and duty to their neighbours." "Sure enough, my lord. But by our folk I mean ourselves, not the men nor women neither—" "That will do, John. Go thy way. Not men, nor women neither, are better than they need be." I wished to set this matter right, but his worship would not hear me, and only drove me out of court, saying that men were thieves and liars, no more in one place than another, but all alike all over the world, and women not far behind them. It was not for me to dispute this point, though I was not yet persuaded of it, both because my lord was a judge,